Hello my fellow car modelers, and how are you doing today? I am sure that you all have noticed that over the past few weeks there was a particular series that I had been working on over the past couple of years, an adventure in building a model car, where we were building the Monogram 66 Malibu flip nose. If you are watching this, obviously I have returned the series, and each episode is now going to have this little foreword in it, explaining why it was gone and why I'm doing the series, and I'm going to bring it back. The reason why is that I don't think many of you understood why I was doing that series and what the purpose of this channel is. When I started this channel, I did not want to be like all the others. Not saying that they're bad. I wanted to do something different. I was not going to be a build channel. I will do builds, but I'm not going to be a build channel. I wanted to be a model car hobby information channel and tip channel. So the whole idea, as was stated in the very first episode of An Adventure of Building a Model Car, was the reason behind the series was to just have a kit that I would work on through time to use as doing tips. So if you look at the episodes, they're not so much about building that particular model. It's about showing you tips in building a model car. My way of building a model car. It will not be something that I work on all the time. I will do other episodes on other subjects, and I will build other models. I am not continually working on this 66 Malibu. This brought some criticism and misunderstandings, where I would literally have people so enraged that I wasn't constantly working on it and wanting the rest of this series to continue on, that they would threaten to write the channel off and unsubscribe. Well, I'm going to tell you this, that's not a threat that's going to shake me up. If you want to unsubscribe, by all means do. I'm going to continue on. That is why I pulled the series. I'm bringing it back for all of you. It is going to continue on, and I will work on episodes as I see fit. Could take a couple of years before it's all done, and when it's all done, you're going to have a nice whole play set to watch from beginning to end. But if you're following it and anticipating the next episode and you're trying to build the same car along with me, I'm sorry. That's not what its intentions were. I'm not going to do it all the time. I want to do it in my time as I see fit. I have other things I want to do. Please respect that. It's not about the build of this particular car. It is about the tips and information that I'm giving you. That was my intention. Now you know. Let's continue on and let's enjoy an adventure in building a model car. Hope you enjoy it. Well, hello my fellow car modelers. How are you doing today? I think I want to build a model. What do I have to choose from? Decisions. Alrighty then, let's build a model. Now, to choose it, I was thinking, you know, there's some really great new kits that's come out. I've picked up a few kits. I've taken you with me to go pick up a few kits. I started a few with you guys watching. But, you know, all the new kits, there's a whole lot of YouTubers that have already showed you what they are and kind of done some build-ups, and I want to go a little different. I think I'm going to build one of my old classics. I'm going to take them from my shelf up above that's kind of my favorite box art, old memories, you know, from my early days of model building. And the one that I'm going to do is really a special kit to me. I built it back in the 80s. It was probably like my 5th kit to build. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was kind of clunky. It's a 70s vintage kit that was continually put out. You know, I bought it new in the 80s. And I discovered over the years as I got more advanced in my building and got more into kit bashing and looking for parts, and I found that this kit had a plethora of really cool parts. So I bought bought this kit a ton of times just to raid the parts out like we all do. As time went on, the kit started meaning more to me because it was one of my early ones. So I found the kit at a swap meet, you know, in the box art that I remembered when I got it in 1985. Because I wanted to keep it. I have this whole section up here of all the kits and box art that really meant something to me. And I wanted to keep it untouched. And I planned on building it as that kit out of the box. Might do some variations, but I'm pretty much going to go out of the box with a little bit of detail. I might change a couple things. It depends. I don't know yet. But I think as a whole, I want to build this kit. I always have. And I think the best time to do it is now, and I'll do it with you guys. So let's pull that thing out of the collection and let's build it. And this is the kit right here, the Monogram 66 Malibu SS with the flip nose. So this kit came out back in the 70s, and it stayed in this kind of box art for you know, up into the 80s, and that's how I remembered it. I love this thing, and I want to build it now. It's time to come off the wall. But of course, the crazy thing, of course, the kit that I pick, what is at the bottom of the stack. So, oh, jeez, here we go. Let's take this thing down. Oh. Look at that, I did it. Oh, awesome. Ah, we gotta straighten this out. Now I got a missing spot up there. Huh? So we got the kit off the wall, so let's take a look at it. So this kit obviously has been opened and looked at, and right off the bat, what a bummer. Look what I just found. Oh man, got a little bit of a chunk out of it, a little miss shot when they molded it. So we're going to look real careful over this kit. I'll figure out something to do. I actually have probably an old body somewhere that I might be able to replace this body, or we'll go ahead and take a chunk. We'll figure out something. We'll fix it. And moving right along, we got the tires. I don't know yet if I'm going to use those. Like I said, I'm not going to build this completely out of the box. Mostly out of the box. I don't know yet what direction I'm going to go. So I might change wheels and tires. That's pretty much what I'm thinking. Other than that, I'm pretty much going to use everything that's in this kit with some minor detail. We've got the glass that was wrapped up, so it's in good shape. Yeah, it looks good shape. The chrome tree, yeah, cool. Everything's there. One of my favorite things on this kit, I love these Super Tricks or center lines. I think they represent Krager Super Tricks, but they could be also center lines. I can't remember what center line called them, so I'll put it up in print. And anyways, moving right along, the front end, and then we move into the chassis. And you know, remember, this is the 70s, and it's kind of simple, but they really did a good job. I mean, there's no molded in exhaust. We don't have to deal with any molded in anything. We can pretty much run this whole chassis plate as it is. Again, not going to change much. We'll just make sure we get rid of these copyrights. There's really not mold lines or injection pins. This is going to be pretty easy. Then we've got the interior and some of the engine parts. The rear end, one of my favorite rear ends. It's a Dana 60 rear end. And a really cool tunnel ram. A back seat that we will not use because, for crying out loud, this is a race car. Got the dashboard and other front suspension parts. And heck, I think I even have the, got the decals, but I'm not going to go with these. I don't think I want to put decal flames. If I'm going to do flames, I'm going to paint them. Old instructions. So we got everything we need. One thing I did notice that's missing is the interior tub. I'm going to have to inventory everything. It looks like I got everything but the interior tub. But to tell you what, I've bought so many of these kits, I bet you anything I'm going to be able to find a replacement body and an interior tub. So I'm not concerned with it. But I got the good stuff. You know, all the stuff that usually you find when you grab a hold of this kit. So if you're ever looking for this kit at a swap meet, look at it really good. Because the tunnel ram here, this is a really, really nice 4-speed transmission. The Dana 60 rear end. And especially on this chrome tree you want to look at, you want to make sure that you got, these are really nice valve covers, 427 finned valve covers, these wheels, the cover, awesome, awesome 4-speed shifter with the reverse lockout, and some really cool ladder bars. I mean, this kit is just loaded with really, really nice stuff. And you want to make sure if you buy this kit, those are the things that vanish out of it. Even the side pipes. I mean, it's just a neat kit with awesome parts. And I have just been wanting to build it for a long time. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so now that we've looked at the kit, we're going to get started on it. But what I'm doing is I'm taking you through all the steps that I go through personally on when I build a model. And before I start on the model, I usually like to get some inspiration, and that's where we go to the internet. Alright, so my next step in when I'm wanting to build a model is I like to research and get ideas. And nowadays with the internet, it's much easier than combing through all the tons of magazines I used to have. So I already kind of pre-did this, and I went and I pulled up off the internet cars that were either 66 Chevelles or similar Chevelles, but kind of in the order of how I want to build this car. And you know, I'm looking at paint jobs and just trying to get some ideas. So I get a little more in depth when I'm actually doing a specific type of car or an actual real car and replicating it. But this one's kind of easy. I'm just, you know, kind of going with the flow. So let's take a look at what we have here. First up, I want to show you, this is the other variation of the same kit that we're working on here. This one's kind of hard to get a hold of, and I actually have been wanting to get this one. I kind of like that hood scoop a little better, and it's got really cool wheels. So, you know, one of these days maybe I'll snag this. But again, for the nostalgia of it, and because I always bought the other version, I never got the red street rat. So let's move along and see if we can get inspired. First one up is a full-on drag car. Do I want to go full-on drag car? I know that this is a different year. This is a 67 Chevelle, but I'm just trying to get some ideas. I like how the rear wheel well is cut out and big slicks. I mean, that's a possibility. Here we go with the flip nose. So this can kind of give me a little bit of an idea or inspiration in case there's anything I want to change. But this picture here gives me a lot of really good ideas. Here's another flip nose that I found. This is a 66 Chevelle. It looks like it's a little bit altered wheelbase, but I kind of like how simple it is, white. You know, this is a kind of a direction I'm thinking of going. Again, this one's probably a little more of a street freak. Here's a pretty cool looking one. Now this car, I guess, is an active drag car today. Not a lot of stickers, you know, a simple paint job. Again, the rear wheel well workings, pretty cool. It looks like it's a little squatted more down in the back end than our kit. But man, look at those big meats. It's pretty cool. Now, I'm not too much into not having the hood and a big blower sticking out or a hole. I don't want to go that direction. I want to stick with the tunnel ram and the hood scoop. Now here is a pretty cool street freak with injector stacks sticking out. That's another direction we could go. I always like injector stacks, but you know, here's again, I'm kind of contemplating, do I want to use the front bumper? Do I not? This one has the front bumper. Again, it's going to depend on what direction I want to go. Do I want to go with like a full-on drag car, or do I want to do like a street car? Here's a pretty sweet one. And do I want to do a vinyl top? That could be pretty cool too. I've done vinyl tops before, which I'm going to do a how-to on here pretty soon. But look at the meats in the back of that, and that it kept the stock wheel well. And I like the stance of this one. This one's a little more closer to the model kit. Going with a bright red or something, that's a good option. And here's a simple silver one. And the funny thing is when I originally built this kit, I did it silver, just like that. Again, I'm not going the blower style. I want to have a hood on it. I don't want to have anything sticking up out of the hood unless I do injectors. But this one's nice and simple, huge slicks. I definitely like the idea of going with bigger tires than what the kit comes with. Different year, 64, but again, you know, an old drag car. I think this was a car that, I don't know if it's a nostalgic dragster, if it was original. I don't know much about this, Blair Speed Shop. But it's got some aspects we can go with. Super clean car, super cool looking, no front bumper. Again, I'm kind of tossed on that. I do have an aluminum moon eyes tank I could throw on this car. It look pretty cool. But again, that all depends if I'm going to go full drag or if I'm going to go like a street strip car, you know, something that gets driven on the street at the cruise sites. Nice interior shot. There's your 4-speed shifter. Doesn't have the reverse lockout. Here we go. The tunnel ram. This is a small block. We're going to be doing a big block, but I want to do something like this. This is the look I'm going for. Pretty empty engine bay. I do have an old resin XL super coil that I can put on the firewall and get that look. I always like that, so I'm probably going to do that. Yeah, this is the type of detail I want to do. Very simple. Just spark plug wires, an XL super coil, probably do the carburetor linkage, and we'll leave it at that. I'm not going to go too crazy. Here's a mean and nasty black one. Black's another option I want to roll with. Of course, this is a 65. And another thought, and I saw this one, I thought this would be cool to do. How about one sitting on the side of a house, kind of aged, and I could do some weathering to it. I kind of want to make the car look like it's being used, but I really like the street tires on this. The Anson slots, or whatever brand that may be. Mismatch. I always like that mismatch look. It shows a, you know, a low buck guy who's just a hot rodder using what he can grab a hold of at the swap meet and go out and have some fun. And here we go. This isn't just about that kit right out in a nutshell, although this doesn't have the straight axle. It's just kind of lifted up in the front. Black. I just got a thing about black on a 66 Chevelle. I don't know if it's because that kit's been around me for so long and I would see that box art and see it black. I lean a lot towards black. That could be really fun. This one's really inspirational. Well, and real quick, I did a little search and I did find a replacement body. I haven't totally gone over it yet. This one's been sitting in the parts box for 20 some odd years. It's a little rough, and I was doing something with it, so I cut these tabs off that are for the side pipes, but I don't know if that's going to be a big deal. So, but the big thing is I've got a good body without that chunk out of the door, or if I decide I could replace this door with that door. There's a lot of things I could do, and I'm going to go over and assess it, and we'll see as we get on in the build what's the best direction to go. And I also found an interior tub in the parts box. That's what's so great about keeping everything. I was told by friends of mine, oh, you should throw some of that stuff away, you're never going to use it. You never know. Again, sitting in the parts box for over 20 years, found I need it. So there you go. Got the interior, got the body, we got the kit. So let's move on to the next step. Alright, so the next thing you do is jump into it. So we've got the kit, I found the parts I needed, and I did some research to get an idea of how I want to go with it. I pretty much saw things in each of those cars we looked at that I want to take a little piece there. You know what? I would really like to hear what you guys think. Should I do it just black? Should I do it street? Should I do it drag? Should I do it, you know, like that one sitting on the side of a house, kind of patina it a bit? I kind of liking that one, but I'm really tossed here. I'm not sure what to do. Now all the ideas are mushing around in my head, so I'm really not sure how long the adventure in my model car build is going to be. I may not do it every single week. I might put in other videos that I'm doing and other things. Just keep watching, keep an eye, and eventually, you know, that'll be all done. You can watch it all together, kind of like on Netflix when you want to get caught up on The Walking Dead. I really want to hear what you guys have to say, so either make a comment below, or if you would go to my Facebook page and say something, you know, I think I want to get a discussion going there. So this is going to be the end of the first part. Then part two, we're going to dive in and we're going to start doing that. I think that with some of the ideas I'm kind of getting into my head, I think I can get some tutorials in on here and have you guys actually learn something too. Or you'll find out that I'm really not that great of a model builder and I'm just a fraud. We'll find out, won't we? I'm just going to start cleaning this stuff up, doing all the tedious stuff that you don't really need to watch. You'll just sit there and probably get even more bored. But thanks a lot for tuning in. If you like this video series, punch that like button and subscribe, and you know, hit the little bell. I guess all the YouTubers are talking about that. You hit the bell, you get notified, whatever it is. I pretty much go out there and notify you guys too, but the channel's getting bigger and bigger. We're going to get stronger. I got more content on the way. Thanks a lot for watching. I really, really appreciate it. You know, I want to start hearing from you guys of what you like and what you don't like. I got thick skin. I'm not scared. You know, again, I'll just ignore you. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I'm a nice guy. No, I really do care about what you think, because I'm making this for you, because, you know, if I don't have you guys out there watching, then what's the point of doing it? For me? Well, yeah, it is. It is for me. You know, isn't this how Steven Spielberg started? Oh, we'll get into that some other time. So this is me, Luka Cee. I'm not going to get into all that other stuff because I said it earlier about to punch the like button and subscribe. Why should I say it again? So I'm not going to. Thanks a lot for stopping in. See you next week for the next video. Look, different coffee cup. Yeah, cold. And this is the one I want to do. And all the drag accoutrement that sucks. I don't want to use that word. So here it is, right here. It's got that. I can't remember what it has. It has all kinds of parts. Shit. This is the kit. What? Yeah, all this crap in it. And here's that kit right here. The Monogram 1966 Malibu. And here's the kit right here. This is the amount right here. The Monogram 66